So, a very good evening to Stacey. Stacey Young's with us on the phone here on KMFM.
Hi, Bob.
Hello, good evening to you. And it's amazing how we actually came to meet. In fact, we haven't actually met face-to-face, but in fact contacted you a couple of days ago because one of our listeners, a lady by the name of Giggles, who I think is possibly a friend of yours, or...
Yeah, she's my biggest friend at the moment. She's fabulous. Yeah, I love her.
So she sent me. She kept bombarding me with stuff about you, basically. And in the end, I thought, because I get loads of this, you know, I get bits and pieces sent to me from time to time, and I listen to some of it, and I think, yeah, it's okay, but then I played yours, and I went, hang on, that's not half bad. In fact,
thanks, Bob.
It's blooming good. Which is the reason why you're here now.
Yes.
So, Stacey, tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us your life history, basically.
Oh, where do I start? There's so much to tell you. Well, I mean, obviously, in relation to sort of singing and things, I've been doing that since I was born, pretty much. Apparently, I was singing in the cot next to Mum when I was born. And just grown up and done the usual things. Really, I grew up in Canterbury, went to St Stephen's Primary School and St Anselm's Catholic School. And I did A-levels there, and then I took a couple of years out and went to university in Canterbury. Mm-hmm. And I've just pretty much been doing sort of typical 9-to-5 jobs since then, really. The whole time I've had this passion for singing.
Where did the singing bit come in? Where did you know you got a really good voice? I mean, was that whilst you were at school, or...?
When I was at primary school, I decided I wanted to do violin lessons. Right. And begged my parents for violin lessons, and they went to a parents' evening, and my headmaster at the time, lovely man called John Kane, who was the headmaster of St Stephen's, he sat them down and said, well, I know Stacey wants to have violin lessons, but I've heard her sing and actually think she should pursue that. So he actually started it off for me. And I joined the East Kent Girls Choir from the age of 10 until I was about 15, 16. Did
you continue with the violin lessons?
No, I didn't even start them, no.
Do you regret not... do you have musical talent?
I can just about shake a tambourine, right. But it's literally my voice. That is my talent. I wish that I could have had piano lessons and things, but it was myself and two brothers, and it's expensive raising a family, so...
Yeah, I mean, looking back across the years, it's something I wish I'd have taken up, you know. I mean, I've always wanted to play lead guitar, you know, just go out and just...
just to have that moment on stage.
Just that moment, you know, just once, that's enough.
You could do air guitar, Bob.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it doesn't look the same. So, and of course, your other claim to fame is that you were also Carnival Queen as well, weren't you?
I was, yes. Should I admit that?
Oh, go on, of course.
Yes, when I was about 20, I was Miss Canterbury, and unfortunately Canterbury doesn't have a carnival anymore, so I'm quite sad about that.
No,
really.
that failed last year, didn't it? I believe
I think it was either last year or the year before, but when you're involved in all of that, it's so amazing. You meet all these other girls from all over the country, and they come down and do, have their floats and their gorgeous dresses, and it was an amazing experience, I must admit. I've got so many funny stories, but that's for another show.
Yes, I must admit, about 10 years or so ago, I stood at the army camp on one of those floats, and I'm sure you remember it well, because I think they used to meet at the army camp, didn't they?
Well, yes, we actually met near the Magistrates' Court in Canterbury,
right, okay.
Yeah, near the off Military Road, so actually we started there.
Yeah.
But, the whole thing seems to, unfortunately, be dying out a bit, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah. So you went off to university, and you got a degree?
Yes.
A degree in what?
In English.
In English, okay.
I wasn't the best student, though, to be honest, Bob, because my head was in the clouds. but I still got my degree with honours. I graduated in the cathedral, so that was good.
You haven't mentioned the fact you were a member of the East Kent Choir either, actually. And,
I briefly mentioned it, but I did that till I was sort of 15, 16, and then I sort of got boys and going out with my friends and all that stuff sort of took over, really.
So once you got over the boys thing, you thought, oh, well, what's all that?
Yeah, boys, old news.
What's all that about?
Yeah, absolutely.
You decided to come back to music again, and you've been singing locally. Well, in fact, you were with the Surrey-based band, the Kahuna Band, who I have heard of, actually.
Oh, really? Ah.
Yes, but I don't know whether there's one locally. That's the thing.
I think there might be. I thought it was quite an original name at the time, but perhaps it's not.
It was a jazz band called Kahuna, the one you were in.
Yes.
And from there, what happened? You say you had stage fright.
Yes. Well, when I was just going back a little bit before that, when I was about 17, I used to read Ms. Magazine and Just 17 and all those sort of things. And they had this little advert in there saying they were looking for this third member of a pop group. And so I remember going down into the computer room of our old house and getting the tape player out, and I was terrified of anyone sort of really hearing me sing. I used to kind of hide it. And so I went into this room and recorded this recording and sent it off on tape, because this was back in the day. And
we'll talk about that bit in just a moment.
Yeah, sure.
And when I was talking to you the other day, I said to you, obviously there's the song that I think is really, really good, and then there's also your live recordings, which are also excellent. The cover versions.
Yes.
And I said, which particular one would you like me to play? And you chose Xanadu, didn't you?
I did. I love it.
For any reason? But just because?
I've just always loved it. And before I was born, my mum used to play Olivia Newton-John to me when I was in the belly.
Yeah.
And I think I've always been fascinated with her, because she was just so gorgeous, and she still is. Yeah. And I just love that song. I love ELO, one of my favourite bands. So I just didn't expect the recording to sound as it does, to be honest. I'm still a bit sort of blown away by it, to be honest. I just love the song.
Well, you're going to hear it on the radio now.
Excellent.
Are you ready? And I've taken the cloth off the front, if that's all right.
Yes, that's a very good idea. It's still in my throat.
Okay, here we go then.
Thanks, Bob.
This is Stacey Young. Stay there, Stacey. I'll be back with you in a moment.
Okay.
Xanadu on KMFM.